Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight our question comes to us from Greengate 777, who remarks upon having recently heard a philosopher speaking on the subject of God as a guarantee of meaning in people's lives. And Greengate wants to know what I think of this in a pagan context. And the first thing I would say is I'm sure that for many people, this is probably a true statement. Primarily, I believe that what the philosopher means to say is that for most people, the fact that they believe in a deity and a religion gives them what they see as a transcendent set of morals and rules to live by, eternal meanings that are unchanging, a belief in life after death, etc., which gives meaning to their lives and gives them comfort in the face of existence. And again, I think that for a lot of people this may be a very accurate way of looking at it. In a pagan context, however, I think the first thing I would say is that I think this idea is probably pretty typical for how an atheist person looks at a religious person's point of view. And within a pagan context, I would say that I don't know that I agree with it at all. I don't really feel that our ideas about deity are what give meaning to our lives. I believe rather, though certainly they are an integrated part of the meaning in our lives, I think that the actual use of magic, drawing upon the powers of the soul, interacting with spirit, things such as mediumship and oracular working, these are the things I think that guarantee meaning in our lives because they literally demonstrate what we are doing. And by taking part in them, we are able to believe the things that we believe, not because we have faith in them, although we certainly should, but because we see them, because we do them. When you do magic and you see it work, that kind of answers the question. When you speak to spirits and they give you information you could not have, whether they're the spirits of departed loved ones, the deities, etc., when you get the information you would not have had, you know that this was not your imagination, you know that it was a true experience. And the meaning of that experience does not rely upon faith, but upon the fact that you experienced it. And so, in that sense, I think that the role of deity in our understanding of meaning is very different. For one thing, our view of deity, speaking for paganism in general, is much less absolute than the Judeo-Christian religions in particular, but many other religions as well. And we tend to view deity as being not only physically transcendent, although also immanent, but culturally transcendent. So, for example, where people from certain religious backgrounds might look upon their belief in deity as justifying certain moral codes, we don't necessarily, because we don't perceive that as coming from deity, but coming from society and from our social contract with one another. Although certainly we do believe there are certain structures in the universe, but that's not really the same thing. And it does cause us to look at it somewhat differently. So in a pagan context, I don't really think that for us God is a guarantee of meaning, but rather is one of those things that deepens our understanding, but that our guarantee of meaning is experiential in nature. The fact that we've experienced these things, that we have lived these things, is what gives the meaning for us and what allows us to believe in them. We don't have to have an abstract faith because we have had physical experiences. Now, granted, certain things go beyond those experiences, and we may have to have abstract faith in them, but if we've experienced this, it's much easier to believe that, and it's not really so abstract. So I hope that helps to answer your question, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem, and I'm very pleased to announce the brand new World of Witches Museum program book full of stories and pictures from our museum here in Salem. And you can have your very own copy for just $9.99. Find it today at witchghoulstore.com.